Hello again, all you Strat-O-Matic diehards, and welcome to another exciting edition of Strat Baseball. I am Jimmy the Greek, and we are continuing our 1951 Brooklyn Dodger replay with a game that was played on May 10th, Thursday, 1951. As you can see on the right-hand side of the screen, the Dodgers took this one by a score of 6-1. We could take a quick glance through the box scores. It looked like Walker and Cusick had big days for the Cubs offense. Both had 2 hits. Cusick scored a run. And then if we take a look at the Dodger lineup and the box score, looks like Abrams picked up 2 hits, and then Don Newcombe helped out his cause, and he had 2 hits of his own as well. And then lots of singles, well, I should say lots of one-hits throughout the lineup for Reese, Snyder, Robinson, Hodges, Furillo, Campanella, and Cox. They all chipped in with 1 hit apiece. We take a look down at the pitching matchup. It was McLish against Newcombe. Newcombe improved to 3-1, going the distance. 7 hits, 1 earned run, 5 strikeouts. On the other side, McLish went 5 1/3. Gave up 10 hits, 6 runs, 5 of which were earned. Hit a lot of bats, though. Only struck out 1, walked 2, so a lot of balls were put in play as he faced 29 batters. Things didn't go the way of the Cubs, though, and hopefully in our replay, as we could see the current series update, the Dodgers looking for the sweep, as they've taken the first 2 games by a score of 7-6 and 7-4, and now we are sending out Don Newcombe, who in our replay has been just as good, even better than he was in actual 1951. As he comes into today's game, 4 appearances. He's won all 4 starts with an ERA at 2.16 through 33 1/3 innings. He's walked the line, though, when it comes to strikeouts and walks, as he struck out 16, walked 16, so hopefully he can correct that. He served up 4 home runs. On the other side of things, McLish comes in. This is his 6th appearance, just his 2nd game he started for the Cubs on the young season. He's 1-2 with an ERA just north of 5 at 5.14. As we head out to the ballpark this afternoon, it'll be, again, Don Newcombe on the bump for the Dodgers, facing Wayne Terwilliger and the Cubs for the 3rd game of our 3-game series. First pitch on the way, and it is a strikeout, and we are underway. Back-to-back strikeouts for Newcombe. And Bummeltz hits one down to third base. This is Cox over there. Very good defender. Going to get to the baseball with that 1 rating. It's all about being able to get the throw over to Hodges at first. As he does that, 5-3 put out. 1-2-3 go the Cubs in the top of the first. And Abrams will lead things off against McLish here in the bottom half of inning number 1. Flies to center. Pafko easy play. Now it's Wee Reese. And this is Bummeltz out and right. Going to have to get to the baseball and make a good play on it. So let's see if he can get there. That 3 range leaves a lot to be desired, as the ball is going to get down. Now, can he pick it up cleanly? So it'll be at least a double for Reese. Does he pick it up cleanly? He does not. So it is a double, and the ball gets away for 2 bases. So Wee Reese going to motor all the way around and score. So we'll score that a double and a 2-base error, and the Dodgers jump out to an early 1-0 lead as Snyder digs in. And this is Jackson over at third base. Again, Randy Jackson with that 3 rating. Leaves something to be desired. And then he's got the 26 errors on top of that. He's going to get to the baseball. Matter of getting it across the diamond to Fondy at first. And he does not. He throws it away. And Snyder runs up to second base on the throwing error. And that's 2 errors and 3 batters for the Cubs. And it looks like they may be already checked out of this series. As Snyder stands on at second, Robinson come to bat. He draws a walk, so he'll head to first. And Gil Hodges now an opportunity to bust this thing wide open, and we're still in the 1st inning. Pitch on the way to Hodges. He draws a walk. Bases now chucked full of Dodgers, and Furillo up. Furillo already 7 home runs this season in our replay. He had just 16 in 667 at-bats. One home run here, his 8th of the season, could be all she wrote for the Cubs, and we're still in inning number 1. Pitch on the way to Furillo. Ground ball to the shortstop. McLish induces the double play. Dodgers thread over. 1 run in, and we head to the second. Newcombe against Sauer. That's a ground ball to second. 1 away. Pafko gets into this one. Deep drive to center. At the wall. Can Snyder make the play? He does. Duke Snyder robs Andy Pafko of a home run in center field. And the Cubs remain scoreless with 2 away. It's now Dean Fondy. Fondy singles. That'll be the first Cubs hit of the game as Rube Walker now steps up. Walker with a base hit. Fondy going to stop at second. Now it's Jack Cusick. Cusick lines to short. Threat over. 1.5 in the books. Dodgers lead it 1-0. As Campanella strikes out to lead off the second. Billy Cox now. And this is Rube Walker behind the plate. Again, 3 range rating. Doesn't make a whole lot of errors, though. He does get to it. Now, just a matter of making the play. And he does not. It goes off his glove. And it's Cox is going to first. So, a 1 base error. So, pop fly in the infield, and Walker called it off. It tipped off his glove, though, and Cox stands on at first base. We're just in the second inning. That is the 3rd Cubs error of the afternoon. As Newcombe now steps in. He'll swing away. This is out to Cusick. Cusick, a 340. There's always the potential for a double play out there. But with that 40 E rating, Cubs fans should be holding their breath, especially with 3 errors already in the first 2 innings. This time, though, Cusick fields it cleanly. He's going to have 1 play, and that's going to be 2 first, so Cox will advance, and the Dodgers will turn the lineup over. Cox stands on at second. Abrams up for the 2nd time. Abrams grounds to Willinger at second. Inning over. We head to the 3rd. It's McLish to lead things off. He strikes out. That is Newcombe's 3rd strikeout of the afternoon. Robinson fields this one. Routine ground ball, 4-3 put out. Now it's Jackson with 2 away. And Jackson smokes one over to short. Reese. Pretty good range with a 2, but that 36 E rating keeps me a little on my toes as we wait to see if Reese can make the throw. He gets to the baseball, and he throws it in the dirt. It gets by Hodges. Good thing Campanella was backing up as Jackson on with an error. 2 outs. Jackson stands on at first. It's Bumholtz up. Newcombe throws over, trying to pick Jackson off, and he's safe. Close play. And it'll be Bumholtz. Bumholtz has got a couple of triples already in the series. This one smoked out to Furillo. He's going to get to it. It's a matter of can he make the play. That 1 rating out in right field. Furillo covers a lot of ground out there. So he makes the play, or he gets to it. And does he field it cleanly? He does. Bumholtz is retired. Cubs go down. And they are held scoreless through 3 as the Dodgers take their 3rd turn at bat. And this is Wee Reese to lead things off. He fouls out to Jackson on the 3rd base side. And this one hit at Jackson again, this time by Snyder off the end of his bat. Little cue shot with some English. See if it gets through. It does get through. Now, how did it get through? Was it clean or did it go off his glove? It was a clean single, just hit the ground and took a weird hop, and it gets by Jackson, so Snyder stands on at second. Robinson up. We'll see if Snyder can get the jump. He does. Throw down to second, goes into center field. Snyder trots happily to 3rd base, and now the pressure on the Cubs as Robinson comes up. The Cubs must draw the infield in. Robinson stands in. Pitch on the way. This is a 2-run home run for Jackie Robinson. That's his 3rd of the season. And the Dodgers jump out to a 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the 3rd. And again, we remind you that Don Newcombe 4-0 on the season. And if you're a Cubs fan, you have really got to be uneasy about this 3-run deficit, as Newcombe has been really good so far this season. As we watch Hodges fly to center, that's 2 outs, and it's Furillo now. Ground out to second, inning over, but the 2-run home run off the bat of Jackie Robinson puts the Cubs down 3-0. As the Dodgers send Newcombe back out for the 4th, he'll face Hank Sauer, and Sauer leads off the inning with a double. He'll be followed by Pafko, and Fondy, Walker, and Cusick all hit righties pretty well. Newcombe obviously a righty, so we'll pitch to Pafko. And Pafko base hit to left. Abrams has got to come up throwing. 1-11, 55%. We're going to be aggressive with the lead. Sauer scores. Pafko holds. Cubs cut into the Dodger lead. It's 3-1. Nobody out. Now it's Fondy. Fondy flies to right. Furillo underneath it. Walker with 1 out. Walker lines to second. Robinson snaps him off. 2 away. Pafko still at first base for Cusick. And Cusick strikes out. Inning over, but the Cubs get 1 back. It's 3-1, and we head to the bottom of the 4th as Campanella, Cox, and Newcombe due up for the Dodgers. As Campy flies out to left, Cox steps in. Billy Cox, split chance single, stands on at second. I would certainly like to bunt Newcombe over, but not with 1 out. So Newcombe will swing. He'll be forced out at fielder's choice as Newcombe will reach. Fondy attempting to turn the double play, a little slow on the exchange, so Newcombe beats it out. So 2 away. Newcombe stands on at first base after the fielder's choice, and Abrams due up. And he hits a single. Baby single to center, advances Newcombe to second. So we've got first and second with 2 outs, and Wee Reese up. Clutch situation, and Reese gains several points. He goes from a 286 hitter all the way up to a 336 hitter. Pitch on the way to Reese. That's a base hit to center. Newcombe going to be waved around. 60% opportunity to score. Pafko going to come up throwing. We're going to try to advance the trailing runners. Not cut off. Play at the plate. Newcombe's going to score, and everybody advances. So Wee Reese comes up with a 2-out RBI single. He advances to second on the throw from Pafko to Walker at home. Newcombe slides in safely. And just like that, Dodgers back up 3 runs with Duke Snider up. And Snider, a 3-run blast, puts the Dodgers up 7-1. And that will be all she wrote for McLish as Johnny Clipstein comes in relief. It is a 7-1 lead for the Dodgers as Robinson steps up. Robinson walked in the first, homered in the third, and he flies out to right as Bumholtz routine play. Inning over, but the Dodgers get 4, thanks in large part to the 3-run home run by Duke Snider, his 3rd of the season, and the Dodgers lead at 7-1 as Johnny Clipstein leads things off for the Cubs. He'll fly out to Abrams in left, and the lineup turns over as to Willinger comes up, and he hits a hard ground ball to Cox. Cox, very rangy, going to get to it. Is it going to be a clean play is the question. So naturally, Cox gets to it with that 1 rating at third base. Does he field it cleanly and make a good throw is the question. And he does not. He airmails it to Hodges. It rolls up the right field line. Furillo can't get there in time. Willinger moves up to second on the air. And the Cubs trying to mount some sort of a comeback here as Randy Jackson steps in. Jackson hits this one at the shortstop, and that's Reese, a 236. Most likely going to get to it. But where will the play be made after that is the question. The 36 errors. A little bit of an uneasy feeling. It's the rare play on the 5. And that's a ground out to the shortstop. Nothing exciting. Willinger has to hold 2 away as Bumholtz now steps in. Bumholtz flies to right. Furillo right there. Inning over. No runs scored. After 4.5, it's Brooklyn 7, Chicago 1. The key stat, I think, in this game so far is the errors, as there have been 6 errors committed. certainly a getaway game, as it is the end of the series. Chicago with 4 errors, though certainly not helping their cause. Dodgers' 2 errors haven't hurt, thanks in large part to the offensive onslaught that they've put on. So we're in the bottom of the 5th. It's Hodges up. Hodges is down on strikes. 1 away for Rillo now. 250 hitter. He strikes out. And Campanella digs in with 2 outs. Campanella, 3 home runs, 429 on the season. He flies to Sauer out and left. That ends the inning. Sauer will lead things off for the Cubs here in the top of the 6th. Sauer hit 263 back in 1951 in our replay. He's a 269 hitter, and there's his 4th home run of the season. And he's been a threat, and we've talked about that throughout the series. He's been a threat to hit home runs. He hit 30 and 51. That's his 4th of the season. He followed by Pafko. Pafko hit 30 as well. This one he just got underneath it, fly to Abrams out and left. 1 away as Fondy now digs in. As DeFondy hits this one to the catcher right out in front of the plate. Let's see if Campanella can make the play. He does get to it. Not a lot of errors. 1-4. As good as it gets there behind the plate. And then he's got the -4 arm. So Campanella out in front of the plate. Fields it. Throws over to first. Easy play. 2 away. And now it's Walker. Walker hitting 288 in our replay. Draws the walk, and Jack Cusick steps in. Cusick strikes out, inning over, but the home run off the bat of Hank Sauer makes it a 7-2 ball game. No real threat to the Dodger lead aside from pushing 1 run across. In the bottom of the 6th, it'll be Cox, Newcombe, and Abrams to lead things off. As Cox hits this one sharply over to Cusick at short. Cusick, pretty good range. Not a very good arm. He does get to the baseball. Let's see if he can come up with it cleanly and make a good throw. He does. On to Fondy, a 6-3 putout. Cox is retired. 1 away as Newcombe steps in. Newcombe looking to improve to 5-0 this afternoon as he lines out to first. And it'll be Abrams. Probably his final at bat, as we'll bring in Hank Thompson to play left in the top of the 7th, but Abrams swings. He flies out to right. Bumholtz retires him. That is the end of the inning, and that is the end of the day for Cal Abrams. As Don Thompson, not Hank Thompson. Don Thompson will come into the game to play left. He'll bat leadoff as that shores up the defense all around in the outfield. Newcombe will stay on, of course. He'll face the pitching spot, and they'll leave Clipstein in. And Newcombe records his 6th strikeout of the afternoon. And this one hit out in front of the plate again. It is Campanella's turn or opportunity to make the play. Again, a 1-4 rating. Pretty good for anybody, especially behind the plate, and he's got that -4 arm to go along with it. Really helps out the Dodger pitching staff. Easy play there on the foul out to Campanella. 2 quick outs as Newcombe has been marvelous today. He's given up the 2 runs, one of them a home run, but he's dropped the ERA down to 2.25 as just as we say that, Randy Jackson blasts his 2nd of the season. Jackson had 16 on the season in 1951. He's got 2 in our replay. Makes it a 7-3 game as Bumholtz stands in. And again, Campanella back behind the plate. Bumholtz on the season through 79 at-bats is hitting a pretty good 342. This one in foul territory. Can Campanella come up with it? He does. Bumholtz is retired on the foul out, and that'll end the inning. We'll head into the bottom of the 7th. It is a 7-3 game as Wee Reese looks to extend the Dodger lead. Reese comes up, and there's a blast. A home run for Wee Reese, his 2nd of the his 2nd of the season. And just like that, the Dodgers get the 1 run back, and it is back to a 5-run game as they lead it 8-3, and Snyder digs in. Ground out to second. Robinson strikes out. And Hodges ground out to first. So after the leadoff home run, they go 1, 2, 3. And we go to the 8th. It's an 8-3 ball game. Newcombe back on the mound. 6 strikeouts today. And he walks Sauer. That'll be the second walk surrendered by Newcombe. Sauer stands on at first. It's Pafko's turn. And this one hits sharply down to third. That one rating at third could lead to a double play. Instead, it's going to be a fielder's choice of some sort, as Cox will field it. He will throw to second, and they'll get the lead runner. So Pafko reaches by way of the fielder's choice, but 1 out, as Sauer's retired at second, and it'll be D. Fondy. And Fondy flies out to Furillo, 2 away. Now it's Rube Walker. He's a .288 hitter in our replay. He grounds to Robinson at second. Inning over. Newcombe will come back out to work the 9th, looking for the complete game as the Dodgers lead it 8-3. Carl Furillo leads off with a single here in the bottom half of inning number 8, and Campanella steps in. Campanella is 0 for 3 on the day, still sporting that .423 batting average. He pops up to second. He'll go 0 for 4 on the day, most likely. As Cox steps in, he grounds to short. Cusick starts the double play. Furillo retired at second, Cox at first. And we head to the 9th, 5-run lead for the Dodgers. It'll be Cusick, the pitcher spot, and Terwilliger to lead things off for the Cubs. They need 5 runs to stay alive. As Cusick's retired, he's the 7th Newcombe strikeout of the afternoon. As player-manager Phil Cavaretta brings himself in to pinch hit. He had a pinch hit single yesterday, and he hits this one over to first base. It's Hodges who's got to make the play. The 1 rating obviously tells us he's going to get to it. It's a matter of, can he get to the base, or can he toss it to the pitcher covering in time or cleanly. So he gets to it, tosses it over to first, and there's 2 away as Terwilliger lead things off. Comes up with 2 outs as the lineup turns over. And the pitch on the way. This is Wee Reese, a chance to end it. 236 at shortstop. And he gets to it. Matter of making a clean play at this point to end the ball game. And he does. Reese over to Hodges. Newcombe has the complete game. And the Dodgers have the sweep of the Chicago Cubs here this afternoon at Ebbets Field. They complete the sweep by winning 8-3. As Newcombe improves to 5-0, he wins 9 innings, picks up the complete game victory, 6 hits, 3 runs, all of which were earned. Struck out 7, he walked 2. 2 of the 3 runs he gave up were home runs. Taking a look through the lineup, Reese had 3 hits. Snyder had 2. As the Dodgers improved to 14-9 in our replay. So pretty good afternoon of baseball for the Dodgers. Pretty good series for the Dodgers as they improve to 5 games over 500 after the slow start. They have really turned things on as the calendar turned over to May. And the Dodgers complete the sweep of the Cubs this afternoon by a final score of 8-3 and improve to 14-9 in our 1951 replay. Till next time, thanks for watching, everybody. So long.